Hey, welcome back to The Unstoppable Agent.
Tried a lot of different things, but the thing that really works is the old school stuff, print media, and mail it out and become known in a community.
This is the channel where real estate agents come to build their business, build their wealth, and build a life of impact and significance. I am super excited today to have my guest, Tim Fiebig from the San Francisco Bay Area joining me. Tim, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me.
Sure, good morning.
This is all about you really and celebrating you because you just earned you said your third Icon Award back in May. So number one, congratulations on winning the award at all, but winning the award for the third time is that's pretty amazing. Congrats.
Thank you. Yes, thanks.
I love the Icon Award at EXP because so many companies, they give you a plaque, maybe they give you a certificate, but EXP's award comes with a little bit more than that. It comes with some financial awards and really some long-term legacy building opportunities there. So, Tim, you want to share anything what does the Icon Award mean?
I'm proud to get it. With the top 2% of the companies, it's nice. Financially, it's nice to get the recognition. The breakout sessions that they have at the conventions are pretty awesome for the icons.
And the fact that our company is agent owned, right, means that the icons are a tight community of top producers, and it's a group of folks that don't mind. You're on this video, this interview, gonna share tips, gonna share what you've done to be successful, and we're thrilled to do that. Just again, agent owners, we collaborate more, and we're happy to share. Again, congratulations and thanks for joining me today.
Of course, my pleasure.
Tim, I'd love to just jump right in with you and tell me about your real estate story. How did you get started in real estate and walk us from the beginning through today?
I started a long time ago. I was in the trades at the time and I met someone who was in real estate. I was always looking to further myself. I was in the top paying trade at the time, making as much money as I possibly could. And I was at a very young age. I couldn't see myself doing that for 20 or 30 years. And then someone mentioned real estate and that struck my fancy. So I got my license and shortly thereafter started selling real estate.
Right on. And then the rest, they say, is history.
Yeah, of course.
Now, so were you a runaway success right out of the gate, or did you struggle a little bit when you got started?
First 6 months, I sold 3 homes. I thought I was failing. I bought books and I have tapes at the time, cassette tapes and things like that, and tried to teach myself. I went to a Tommy Hawkins, several of his classes, and then I signed up for a Dale Carnegie class, and that really taught me sales because I was not a salesperson. I didn't really know sales that well.
It's good.
So that was intense. It was good and very educational for me. So that's how I got started. And then after that, I became a top producer at that company. I probably outsold everybody immediately and went on to sell at the time probably 20 or 25 homes a year.
You know what I love? I did a video earlier today where I said that hard work eats talent for breakfast. And so clearly you showed that you had the hard work, you had the work ethic, and it was just a matter of getting you the skills and developing some of those skills that would help you be successful. So when you put those two things together, you've gone on to crush it. So good for you.
Yeah, probably 12 months into my career, I hired an assistant. Back then, no one had assistants. They're like, why do you need an assistant? I'm like, so I can sell more real estate. I hate that paperwork stuff.
Right on. Paperwork's not where the money's made.
No, not at all.
So fast forward, you joined EXP a few years ago now. I think you said maybe even 5 years ago. So what caused that? What made you fall in love with EXP? What did you see that caused you to jump on board?
Well, a friend of mine joined EXP. He was one of the very few in California to begin with. And he was there for a while. And after several years, he started talking to me about it. And I put him off for a couple of years. But at one point, he invited me down to the shareholders meeting. He said, hey, just come on down, check it out, talk to some people, see what you think. And so I flew down to, I think it was in Vegas. And I was impressed with everyone I met and the caliber of people, the friendliness, the sharing of ideas, and the ability of people giving me their phone numbers. Reach out to me anytime if you need help recruiting or talking to people or attracting or selling more real estate. It was just a real pleasant experience. So that sold me. I went back and joined shortly thereafter.
Based on the timeline, I was probably at that shareholders in Vegas 5 years ago. That was my first EXP event. So I was, and it was a small crowd. 5 years ago, it was not a big crowd. So we probably ran into each other.
Yeah, it was a good event.
And what's been your experience? So 5 years in, has it been a good move for you?
Absolutely. I've enjoyed just everything about it. I've enjoyed the awards, the commission splits, the education, the friendliness, just everything about the company and the way it grows. I know when I joined 5 years ago, I thought this company will probably be the #1 company in the world. That's how I felt at the time, and I'm sure that is going to happen.
It just seems to just keeps getting better. We talked a lot about EXP at this point. I'd love to just hear you and your business. Like, where does your business come from today?
50% sphere of influence and past clients. So that's easy business. I just stay in touch with the people I know, the people I did business with. And I wasn't real good with that for most of my career, but probably in the last 5 or 7 years or a couple years before EXP, I started really paying attention to that. And so 50%, easy business. Just, hey, would you come list a house, or would you come list 3 or 4 homes for me? Or just the easiest business. The other stuff is marketing, and it's just generally farming is where I get the most traction. I've tried social media, and I've tried buying leads, and I've tried a lot of different things, but the thing that really works is the old school stuff, print media, and mail it out and become known in a community.
Okay, so farming. I love that because it's 2022, and so many people think farming was your father's Oldsmobile. So nobody opens the mail anymore, when in fact the opposite is true, and we're finding that farming can be even more effective. So would you mind diving into what do you send? How often do you send it? What kinds of things do you send? Can you walk us through some of that?
Sure. I've either sent postcards or a marketing report, and it goes out at least monthly. Generally, I have something that goes out monthly, and then I have intermediate stuff that goes out, like just listed, just sold, or maybe a postcard with multiple sales, that sort of thing, which goes out mid-month. And the mid-month doesn't go out every month, but the monthly one religiously goes out. Never miss a month. Yeah,
I can see you may send the mid-month one out more often during the busy months, during the higher sales volume months where it makes more sense. And you want to make sure that you're catching the momentum, right? So you want to make sure that April through whatever your selling season is, September, October, makes more sense to have the higher volume.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes.
So do you stuff mailers yourself? Is there a company that you use to use this? What's your setup look like?
One of my assistants takes care of putting it together monthly for me, and then she sends it to the mail house. She does all the interacting and just takes care of it, and then it just gets mailed.
So what somebody else does is that's the best kind. That's the best kind for sure. I love that. Do you know anything you want to share about how large is your farm and what your response rate is? Do you know those numbers?
I'm still figuring out the response because I'm growing it. I've been mailing to probably about 5,000 homes a month. Okay. And that may include my past clients with bulk, between EDDM and bulk, which bulk is past clients and Sphere, which is probably about 1,000. And then the rest goes to the community. And roughly get probably 20 deals a year out of that. Okay. Maybe 25, somewhere in that vicinity. And I got a good price point, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's great. So 20 to 25 deals, and to an extent, that's also easy business because it's not like you're not cold calling. No. Somebody else is putting the mailers together for you. You're sending those out, and the people are calling you and saying, at a minimum, hey, come talk to me. If not, actually just come list me. So let's talk about the call to actions that you use. Is it primarily a home value kind of call to action where they go to a website and get a home value, or like what kind of calls to action do you put in your mailers?
I usually I've done that. I've tried a lot of different things, and I did that for years, which was nice. They'd get a free CMA report if they called, and I would send it to them monthly. Now I just use a call to action that says, basically, here's a mailer that just went out. House I just sold. So
that's good looking. It looked like that was a few pages too. It's a larger brochure.
Yes, this one's a marketing report. So I see my call to action. Just says, thinking of selling with over 1,000 homes served. We know what it takes to maximize the equity quickly and painlessly as possible. Let's get you the results you deserve without the stress. Call today for your strategic marketing consultation. So
just call me.
Yeah, I might add just a quick 10-minute call. Will give you a lot of information. Something quick, give me a call. That's what I'm doing. Just give me a call. Let's talk. Great. Let's see what you got going. Let me see if I can help you.
And does that ring to your cell phone? Like, what phone number is it that they call?
Cell phone, yeah. Okay.
Just a simple. I love that. We don't have to make this hard.
No, I used to have it a little more hard. It was a postcard, and then you get a report, and then I generate a report, and we print it, and then we would would stuff envelopes, and I had a couple girls that would do that for me, one at a time, but one failed. I had a backup, and we would deliver that, and that would get mailed, and that was just intense. It was just more stuff to do, more steps. It was in my house versus a mail house, and I switched over to this way, which is much easier.
I love it. That's terrific. So it sounds like you've got a terrific machine going for farming. You talked about your sphere. So what do you do to stay up with your sphere? Are you calling them quarterly? Do you do parties? What do you do to nurture your sphere?
I basically just send them something monthly and then call people as I think about them, generally around Christmas time, and once or twice more through the year, I will pop by and drop off, not to 1,000, but there's 1,000s on my list, but probably to the top, I would say 60 to 80 clients, I will drop off presents, and it's probably multiple tiered. If they've given me a referral or did a deal
top referral partners,
in the last year, they'll get a bottle of champagne and some goodies at Christmas. And then the others will just get cookies or some kind of treats. And then throughout the year, I'll have like gourmet popcorn, or I'll get cookies flown in from Maui. So it'll say cookies baked on whatever day, which I get them out right away. So they're always baked fresh from Maui or something like that. Or just something kind of unusual or unique. Not the general bag of popcorn, or not the cookies you buy down there at CVS or Walgreens or Walmart or something. So,
yeah, well, and that's special. I can't get them in Dallas. So cookies from Maui are going to take a little bit longer to get to me. That's brilliant. What a fun idea to get cookies from another location, from an exotic location. That's terrific.
And I just pop by, knock on the door. If they're home, hand it to them. If not, just leave it at the front door, take a picture and text them, hey, dropped off a little present for you. And everyone's super appreciative about that.
So I can probably guess the answer to this question. You mentioned having an assistant, but outside of you, do you have a team?
I do. I have a small team. I've had a large team. I've even had a large brokerage in the past. So right now, my team is small. I only have one licensed associate that I work with. She talks Chinese, so we handle that market as well as the regular market. And then I have several assistants that help us. I have one that's marketing and admin. I have one that's a personal assistant that helps me do everything. And then I have someone in the Philippines that does social media. And then like everyone else at TC.
So what I love about that is you're thinking about a team differently. So often people get started in real estate and they've been told or sold that they need to go hire a ton of agents to grow a big business. When the reality is, what a lot of us need is just more admin help. We're great at the selling. We're great at the real estate. We're great at the market knowledge. And it's the back end, it's the process where we need help. And you could do that and still be really very profitable. Much more profitable maybe than having a large sales team.
Agree. I at one time had 4 buyer agents and a listing partner. And not only what you just said, but there comes the part of management. So then a chunk of your time is managing versus selling. So there's trade-offs. And then is the return on investment really worth it? So I probably could use one more licensed associate in reality, so I could do less and less.
Balance, right? It's like I can make more, but I'd probably rather do less. And maybe you could do both over time. So you mentioned earlier, it sounds like you're learning based. Is the know, and I didn't prep you for this ahead of time, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Is there a book that you're reading now, or a book that you recommend for business owners?
No, not presently, because my attention's somewhere else at this point. So I'm looking at passive income and buying apartment buildings. So I'm really focused on becoming way better than I am at commercial real estate, so I can personally buy, not really help clients buy or sell, just so I can personally buy myself and have passive income.
That's awesome.
But that's where my focus is. So if you were to ask me about that, I spent a lot of time learning that piece.
That's great. And so where do you go to learn that? Like, how do you learn about apartment complex investing?
I have a couple coaches that I pay a decent amount of money to that help me learn all the aspects. So I've partnered with them. We bought investments together. So I recommend that in real estate too. I mean, the real estate sales, it's good to have coaches. It's good to have accountability partners. I've had 2 accountability partners for 20 plus years. Same guys, we just check in with each other. And we used to be more like every week, and what are you doing this week? And that sort of thing. It's gotten a little more, but we still stay in touch, and we all do a decent amount of real estate.
Well, that's good. So you're creating accountability through accountability partners, through coaches, and really just investing in yourself.
Yes.
There's this concept of if you're the smartest person in the room, then you need a smarter room.
Yeah.
So you need to get a smarter room. Man, this has been terrific. Thank you for spending some time with me. I appreciate it, Tim. If we don't have already, we'll include your socials, so how people can reach you, including your phone number in the description below. So if anybody moving to the Castle Bay area, then they can find you and reach out.
Castro Valley. And there's probably one other piece that's really really important. I do a lot of community involvement, help at the church, and we're having a barbecue Thursday for a couple hundred guys, and so I'll help with the cooking, the serving, and that sort of thing. And I don't really do it for business. I just do it because I like to be there and I like to help, but business does come to me that way. And then also I'm real involved in several car shows in the area here. And I'm really good at promoting and expanding car shows. And I've helped communities take something that's been small and watch it thrive and get bigger and become successful. And with that, with car shows, I see some of my past clients or friends or sphere of influence because they go to multiple car shows, and no matter what city I'm in, they show up. So between marketing and mailing and presence and community involvement, I see people different ways in different places.
It's great. What I love about that, and thank you for sharing that, by the way.
Sure.
Our mission statement is give, serve, love. And the idea is, right, you can't outgive God. You literally can't be too generous to the world. Give more and you shall receive, right? So the more you serve, the more you spend time giving your time, talents, and treasures to others, it can't help but come back to you. And sometimes it comes back in the form of money or clients, and sometimes it just comes back in the form of joy and life satisfaction and friendship and relationships. And so it sounds like you've plugged into that out there.
Yeah, I do it for the friendship, the camaraderie, the helping out, and feeling good. And as a result, I get business too, but I certainly don't do it or didn't start doing it. Oh, I'm gonna get some business from this. I just did it because I wanted to help. And I thought car shows was fun. And I like, as I said, the barbecue. I like hanging out with the guys and cooking and talking and chat, that sort of thing too.
That's awesome. Well, Tim, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks for joining me today. Congratulations again on your third Icon Award, and best of luck to you.
Sounds good, Brian. Thanks a lot. Okay, bye-bye.